Evening. It is November 18th, 2016, and it's a Friday night. I just get out of work. I got to work early tomorrow morning, but that's okay because there's no romance without finance. Actually, that's not true. I think if I was dead broke, I'd still have romance, but what a stupid segue. Um, I was thinking, they say never think about the past and never go back in time. But how, if I'm going to put this whole narrative together, piece together different fragments of my life, then I have to go back. I have to look back at some of the not so fun stuff. But actually, most of the time that I'm going to talk about a little bit was fun, and those were back in the mid 90s to the end of that decade, and I think it was about 94 where I met my ex girlfriend, and I guess we'll just go with the initials BS. And I wanted to mention it because she was a big part of my life at that time, and nobody will know about her when I'm dead and buried if I don't say a few words, and how we met, and not so much about how it ended, but more about what role she played in my life, and I doubt she'll ever see it, and if she does, well, relax. I'm not gonna say anything bad or mean or nasty or anything because there's nothing mean or nasty to say. Okay, so we'll start how we met. I think it was about a month or so after my dad had passed away, and as usual, even when he was around and after he's gone, I was pretty aimless, and like thing I like to do, of course. I like to listen to music after work, and one of my favorite hangouts was the Midway in Jamaica Plain. And um, I was there one night. I think it was probably a Saturday. No, it was probably a Friday because most likely there was a Celtics game, and I went there after to listen to some music and the live bands, which I liked. And so I saw BS there, and I took a liking to her because she was very, very pretty, very personable, and um, I somehow started talking to her, and I just thought she was very cool, and I think I had told her how I had these pictures of the band U2 that I'd taken. U2 had played at the Garden, and I used to love to take pictures before shows, or if I could get close, which I had that access, being that I worked there, and I did have pictures of U2, and we come back and I'll show you. And it took a lot of convincing because she's like, I don't do that, whatever. She lived in Hyde Park, and she's like, I think, with good reason, she was hesitant, and um, but I don't have a mean bone even in those days in my body, and still don't. So, but I did have a drinker's bone, so think of that what you will. We came back, and the reason I tell this story is funny. So she came back to the house, and I showed her the pictures, and they were cool pictures of bottom on the edge, whatever. And I said, well, there you go, and I think we wound up kissing and whatnot, and we made plans to meet again, the following weekend, and she gave me her phone number, and lo and behold, of course, I lost the phone number on the lawn. I don't know what happened to it, and I spent like all that night with a flashlight out in the lawn trying to find it, and I just couldn't find it. The next day it was gone. Um, I thought that was it because there was no other way to get in touch with her, and I think I went back the probably like that Sunday or whatever down there to try to see if she hung out there, but no, she wasn't there, and just chalked it up to bad luck. So then about a week later, lo and behold, knock at my the screen window. and it was her, and she was pissed off that I never called her, and I said, "Boy, you come knocking on my window to track me down." So that was that story, and I was so happy she came in and looked for me. And we had, I guess, about 6 years together, and it didn't work out at the end, of course. But it's still there's still a lot of good memories there, and if not for that time with her, I wouldn't be where I am now. So, and I know that she wanted to get married and having the kid she wanted, and I'm happy for her for that. So, for people that always say, "Oh, I can't go back to the past," things, that person was this, that, the other. I got nothing but good things to say about her, and and I hope things are going well, and maybe she'll see this when I'm gone. I don't know. I don't plan on going anywhere, but maybe she'll. I don't know. Maybe she'll see it. Maybe she won't. But you know, she was older than me though. She's about 3 years older, so she may go before I do, so she won't get an opportunity to see this. But anyway, like I said, a lot of good times back then, but I'm very happy these days, and it's like a chain reaction with everything. One thing leads to another, like the song, and I think we're both probably in good, much better places than we were back in them days, and it wouldn't be possible if we hadn't gone through those times. So, all right, I'm done rambling. I ramble back then, I ramble now. So that was my tribute, and a lot of BS there. 4 BS. All right, that's enough, and adios.